quick. Just take a, not, no more than about 30 seconds to a minute. Just like, here's something you're celebrating, maybe a closing, whatever that looks like. So just let's go around robin. Anything you want to celebrate or what's important now? Gabe, you want to start with that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was setting up an open house here, and I realized I have like the most listings I ever had. I think I have 7 listings right now, and I have like another one and like 4 more pending. So it's really good,
That's awesome. That's a huge win.
Let's go, Gabe.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Any of those good open house opportunities?
There always are, man.
Sweet.
If they're open, if they're available, they're good open opportunities.
Nice.
Hey, Alex, what are you celebrating?
Built a lot of IKEA furniture this week, so I'm glad I'm done.
God bless.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, we're I'm approved to take the Ohio broker exam, so we're going to be ready in Ohio soon. Waiting on California, and then we've got Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas in the works as well. So knocking out a bunch of the knocking out a bunch of the redneck states, and then we're gonna be active out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hey, and Rob, also I saw that video you posted. They opened the new construction tour. That's pretty great. Keep doing those because I know you're really super active with your church, so you know a lot of people. So the more people that know what you're doing, just passively kind of dripping to them, it'll pay off big. So that was awesome.
Alex. Appreciate that. And we need Maryland and DC, Alex, because I got a lot of realtors.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
When you take the exam for those states.
Yeah, I'll look into it. If I can get it easily, I'll go and get it.
Cool. Awesome.
Anybody else? Rob?
Yeah, I attended my first Aura meeting with Gabe on Friday, which was really awesome. So it was his birthday. He had to step out a little early, but I made a lot of connects for us. Got some interested parties on some of the commercial deals that me and Thomas are working on. So it was a good Friday. Good week.
I highly recommend. Thanks for joining, Rob. Anyone to go? It's the first Friday of the month, and there's like a couple hundred people there. There's a lot of people there, and they're all focused on commercial. If you have any commercial opportunities, you just have to let them know in advance. They'll let you actually talk in front of everyone. They'll give you a mic and they'll let you talk about a commercial opportunity. And then if there's enough time, then they even let you ask if you like have a buyer, looking for something. They can let you, and it's like I was there for like 30 minutes. Yeah, and I picked 2 possible opportunities. So
highly recommend it. Definitely, it was good. And they serve breakfast.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. It's the best breakfast they got in town for sure. They didn't stop for the breakfast.
Right. That's why we really showed up.
Yeah. I forgot they have good breakfast there.
Anybody else want to share what you're celebrating or what's important now in your business?
I did another open house over the weekend, so I've been back to back, and yeah, we're doing them.
Awesome.
Yeah, Iris, you had a showing from an open house. That was cool. You're freshly licensed, so keep up the good work because every open house you do will yield some showings. Every showing you yield will yield some closings. So everybody here who hasn't had a closing yet, open houses are definitely one of the easier and more affordable ways to find some clients.
Yes.
I'm looking to host one. Jared, Gabe, if you guys have anything coming up, let me know. In like Winter Park, Windermere, Winter Garden, would love to jump in on one of those for you guys.
Jared's the Winter Garden king, so he has probably.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'll get with Michelle. And we'll talk about a way that we can post opportunities for agents that want to fill those.
Be great.
I'm sure we'll have a space in Omni soon, like once we have it fully built out, where you could probably pick up an opportunity. But for now, I could probably just email out weekly if any of you have any open houses or showings that you need covered. I'm sure we could figure out a way to do that.
Love it.
Perfect.
Yeah, for now on the MLS, you can actually just create a saved search with our office's listings. or on the dashboard, there's even a way to see your firm's listings. So that's going to be the easiest way for everybody to see what's active in the brokerage. But definitely when it comes to open houses, don't only ask people within the brokerages. Eventually, if you ask like 10 people on a Friday or Thursday, somebody will say yes. Just search for vacant listings, and that way you're not kicking anybody out of their house for the weekend. But
yeah, funny story. That's how I met Alex. I had a listing, and he reached out to me and asked me to do an open house a long time ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. That listing was crazy. It was like I don't know, had like a smart toilet and everything, and it was like it wasn't nice enough to justify a smart toilet, but
Boy. Now it's
Hey, Thomas, were you going to say something?
Yeah, updates. So got a property rented yesterday, got a pending property today, and then submitted a 7-figure business acquisition LOI over the weekend. Got a couple deals with Gabe pending on market, got a couple deals with Rob. So definitely reach out to people within, Mvrk itself, because just Mvrk alone, I probably have 50% more deals, just working with people and just helping, because everyone specializes in different things. So we can all chop up one deal together in a couple of ways and all get paid. So
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Anybody else? Hey, Kevin, you said you're going to be submitting an offer for somebody, your client?
Maybe. I have to talk to her. She works today, but I'll talk to her later on. Make sure this is what she likes, what she wants to do. Because she's kind of changed from going from investment property, not investment property. Should I sell my house? Not sell my house? She is she's approved for it either way. She's approved whether it's an investment. She's approved whether she sells her house or not. It's a perfect location, great views, but I think I mentioned to you in my text, it needs updating, some renovation. So be curious as to what those costs might be, but it's in Winter Park. It overlooks it's at Lake Killarney. So it's going to be, she wants to join, or she just did join this new gym that's opening on Lee Road. God, I forget the name of it, but it's a very foo gym. So we'll see. And today I'm supposed to take my the MLL course exam.
nice.
Not the big mommy one, but if you want to know what a hypodermic needle feels like being shoved into your eye 30 times, take the MLO course. It's a hoot.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Oh my God. It's a cure for insomnia.
Oh yeah, that it is.
And that brings up a great point, Kevin. First of all, that's amazing you're doing that. And that's one of the unique advantages we have as agents in Mvrk, is because of our affiliation with Empire. John had mentioned a few weeks ago, but really creating a seamless onboarding process for how you can either become a mortgage loan officer or different ways that we can partner with Empire. And the great thing about getting your mortgage license is when you're working with buyers, since you're already gaining their trust, it's a way that you can also earn extra income on that transaction. And it really does make a difference. And so if any of you have questions about that, I encourage you to reach out to me or reach out to Trent. Trent is a great advocate for Empire. He has worked with Kevin to get his. He's worked with a lot of other agents. So if you have questions, I encourage you to reach out to Trent. We actually have a manual that we've created for how to get your license. It's a step-by-step. And, a lot of people will say, I just don't have the time. I said the same thing, but I will encourage you, if you got to invest in yourself, if you want to see the return on investment. So
I think I can piggyback on that, Jared. Just get an example is I have a client. It's Thomas. It's Rolling Brock. I told her she doesn't really want to lower the price. I told her something we can do is, instead of lowering the price right now, because it's definitely a fixer upper, I'm like, I could just offer 5,000 in seller concessions right off the rip on the actual listing. That way it shows up on Zillow, everything like that, and then it still makes it more marketable, and it's like kind of lowering the price without really lowering the price. And she really liked the idea, and it gave me a great way to like now offer that to clients as a fix and flip, things like that. And then the following week we can always lower the price as well, but once I lower the price I'll still keep that. She really liked that thing, and then it turns out she used to be at MLO, and now she's all about it. She likes me even more. I sound more knowledgeable. She's like, oh wow, you really are smart. And I'm like, yeah, of course. So it worked.
Hey, I just want to know, is there a lot of math involved in it? Because I was not a math guy in school. I know how to count money, but when it comes to calculus and the stuff my daughter takes, I'm like,
It's like simple algebra and like a little bit of like calculate interest.
I think you can skip math and still pass the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a
It's
breakdown.
about 10% of
Okay.
the
Yeah.
exam.
Sweet.
But
It's the first thing I look for too.
the math is easy. It's not hard. It's about interpreting the math less than it is about like actually like complicated math. So that's where it gets tricky, is like understanding like what the question is asking you to calculate.
Okay.
But everything is like one or two like calculator inputs max. So
Sweet.
like it's like sixth grade algebra.
Well, I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Well, good. Yeah, and again, I encourage you guys. We have Trent available. Again, we create an onboarding guide that he can give you, talk you through it, and see if it's right for you. But I encourage you to at least explore the opportunity. It might not be right now that's best for you, but it's something to at least give you a competitive advantage in the future. Let's transition to the next thing. Hey, Gabe, do you want to go ahead and kick it off with kind of a market update?
Yeah, sure. So something, I've been seeing in the market, and Diane and I have been working together, doing open houses, things like that, and definitely the market is kind of shifting more now to, I would say, it's still is more of a balanced market, but we've been having a lot of offers. People are just kind of being more unique with how they're marketing their listings. Something like Thomas and I did is we put up a listing 25,000 below market, and we had about 5 offers within the first week. So it's something we did, and I actually saw it used on the other hand with us this weekend. We put an offer in, and I was like, man, this price is super low. And sure enough, and this is a client I've been working with for a while, and he always wants seller concessions, always tries to lowball them, but he even saw the value in it, and so he actually went over the price, the market, or the list price, and they still didn't accept us. They got a higher offer. So just something to keep in mind. There's still a lot of there's a lot more inventory right now, but the way you're marketing your listing and putting in your offers, you have to be a lot more strategic. Whether it's not always about the price, it may be how you structure the deal as well. So something, if I see like that particular one I saw was a competitive price, we did a 5-day inspection period instead of the normal like 10 or 7 days I would do. We also had them put, instead of just putting 1% down, we had them put like I think it was 3% down. So that way shows we're serious. We can also be flexible with the financing on there too, we can always change that. And then that one, I always put in an appraisal contingency because you never know. It's just someone's opinion. But it's something like on that one, I probably would have offered no appraisal on there as well, because that just makes it sound more appealing. It shows you're super serious. So even though, and then we had him go 5,000 over, which is his max budget he qualified for. Just know that anytime you do that, you can always come back during the inspection period and try to renegotiate a lower price, which is another kind of strategy on that too. So yeah, give them the offer they want up front, but then you could, that way once you're under contract, you can definitely renegotiate that too. So just keep that in mind. Something I like to do a lot. But when I'm on the receiving end, when I'm on the receiving end, it's not fun, but kind of go in. At least that way you have the deal locked up, and then you can do that too. So let me see. And then, yeah, interest rates, the same thing. Like, I feel like right now the market's ticked up a little bit more just as interest rates are still sitting around 6, which is a normal market right now, or it is generally a normal market. So let me see. Anything else? I think that's it, Jared.
Perfect. All right. Now, following up to what I've talked about the past few weeks, I talked about, taking advantage of the AI or the agent ascension with ChatGPT and the prompts. As I was really kind of looking at this, and on Friday, I was watching a video on YouTube, and the guy is one of the foremost leading experts on AI, and he was talking about what they expect in just the general industries, plural, over the next year, 3 years, 5 years, and it's kind of staggering to see how things are evolving so quickly. And one of the things that I began really just thinking about, again, the reason why we're creating tools and the agent ascension is to get you really in the routine of utilizing AI. Over the next few years, we're going to see real estate split into a couple groups. Group one will be the people who do business as usual, as it's always been done. They're going to hustle. They're going to rely on manual research, and they're going to be using scripts and prompts or prospecting it in the same marketing. But you're going to what you're going to find is as AI evolves and more people are using it, those types of agents are going to have a lid on them. They're going to have a ceiling. Group two will be the ones operating an AI-powered business, really where they'll understand markets deeper than anyone else, publish content faster than anyone else, present insights smarter than anyone else, and serve clients more effectively than anyone else. And you're going to have one agent walking into listing appointments with a CMA with a few comps, like we've done. You're going to have another agent walking in with predictive neighborhood trends, buyer demand insights, marketed strategy tailored to properties, a content distribution plan already mapped out. And so AI allows us to evolve. Again, you can never replace the human element, but it's taking AI and using that to your advantage. And again, one agent looks prepared, where the AI agent will end up looking extraordinary. And as we're going down this path, we need to make this a priority in our businesses. Again, if we don't, I hate to say it, and again, it's not just real estate, it's industries in general, you're going to fall behind. The evolution of this is happening so quickly that it's imperative that you take advantage of the tools. One of the things, I met with a few of you probably like a month and a half ago, and I created a very specific prompt. And it was a prompt. Do you guys remember? I called it the coaching OS. How many of you have that I gave to you? Okay, Rob has it. Gabe, do you have that?
I don't know, Jared.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I'm gonna work with Michelle. It's actually really extensive, and the coaching prompt is great whether you're a new agent or whether you are a seasoned agent, because you know what? Even Michael Jordan still had a coach, right? You can be the best player at something, but you still need a coach. And so the issue is many times, though.
Oh, yes. The 3 agents, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've created a prompt that has some of the top coaches in the country. I've created the prompt so it builds in the different engines with strategy and operations and all those aspects. And then essentially all you have to do is take it, copy and paste it, put it into your ChatGPT and put save to memory. And so I call it my real estate dream team. And so anytime you have a question or you have a listing or you're going to be, I know Kevin's going to be submitting an offer for a condo. And if you've never done it, my recommendation is you go into your prompt, you say, I need my real estate dream team to talk me through what I need to do specifically for submitting an offer on a condo and which documents are needed. And it will literally lay out everything for you. That saves you the phone call. That creates more, or it speeds up the learning for you. And again, if you don't take advantage of those things, you're going to be unnecessarily paying other coaches. Again, I'm not saying paying coaches is bad, but if you want to really streamline your business, it's having the right tools. And what we have in our phones and with AI, ChatGPT, any of the ones you're using with Claude, whichever platform you're using, it's building out basically your second brain. So let me ask you this. And again, let's do a quick roundtable. What's the number one thing that has helped your business with AI so far, Gabe?
I work with a lot of investors, so something I've been using is just kind of analyzing the deals in general. Like, so this weekend I went to look at a 16 unit. That's why I left early, Rob, and 2.1 million. And he gave me his T12, which basically gives a rundown of all the expenses and everything like that. And I just plugged it into ChatGPT. And hey, at what price is this the client making 8% cash on cash? What's the operational cost? How can we lower that? A strategy behind that. Just kind of various things that also like a buyout instead of, because they're individuals, instead of like keeping them, what if we just buy them and then really cheap and sell them? What will be the profit on that versus holding? What's the IRR? There's various kind of questions, and then it's spat out like the price we should offer, and I'm literally putting an offer in today for this deal. So and
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So then I actually pulled the actual comps for each one, and then I did rental comps as well, and then so it was a whole kind of little packet I put together for him, and then the AI generated things as well. So yeah. Unfortunately, the price is a lot lower than he wants. So if he accepts it, but at least my client sees like, oh man, that's because he came in lower, and I'm like, I came in even lower than him. I'm like, man, we really need to come in lower actually. So I mean. If it doesn't make sense, he's an investor. So if he doesn't, if he starts losing money after he bought it, then he's not going to do anything with me again in the future, right? So the goal is for him to, and then now the end result is he wants to buy them. He's like, hey, let's buy all of them, and then let's just put them all in the market again, like immediately. I'm like, I agree, because it take about a year to sell, and then before you know it, we have, if it takes 16 years to sell all these, he's cool with that. He's been cash flowing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Who else wants to share about something that is really giving you a competitive advantage? Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, so ever since joining the brokerage, I've been using chat and Canva like crazy. And one technique I was recently applied probably 30 days ago that's ramped up my deal flow significantly is I'll record all my calls, like 90% of my calls. Then I'll take the transcription and drop it into the thread of the property or of the agent I'm talking to. And then it'll convert it to high-level meeting notes and give me exactly the next 3 to 5 steps that I need to do to expedite the deal. So before I did that, I was typing up all the notes and I was only capturing maybe 40, 50, 60%. Now I capture 90 to 100% of what needs to be done. And it takes me minutes versus an hour. So I've done that on almost 90% of my phone calls. And yeah, I have probably 30 deals. And it's all systematized in chat. So
I love it. That's so good. So good.
He's crushing it with that too. I've been on the other side of it. I've seen his notes. I've seen the efficiency. So I really appreciate that, Thomas. I'm utilizing that more for me as well. One thing I want to encourage you guys to do is to utilize AI to create better content. So one platform that you can use, highly recommend everybody sign up for an account today. If you don't have it, it's free. vidIQ, vidIQ. And you can go there and you can feed it content. You can feed it a YouTube video that you really like. You can feed it anything. And it analyzes the industry. It analyzes the market. It analyzes what makes that video go viral, what's making that content really stick. And then you can feed it your own content and it'll tell you what you could do better. So I just did that yesterday for a YouTube channel that I'm actually launching separate from real estate, but that's the type of stuff that can really level up your business. So definitely download, set up an account for vidIQ. And now when you go to YouTube, after you install the software, it'll actually pull up analytics on the right-hand side about almost every video that you look at as well. So really, really good stuff. That's one way that I'm utilizing it.
Love it. Love it. Hey,
yeah, we have something called we have Pivos at the office too. I don't know if anybody's used them yet. They're pretty cool for like face cam content. It's it's like a motorized tripod. But the app, it'll help you write a script based on what you want to talk about, and kind of gives you like a teleprompter view. And then it corrects your eyes, so you're not. It looks like you're not reading a teleprompter. That's a pretty cool tool if you want to start making some like simple content, just talking about real estate.
That's great.
Ask Ryan if you can use a Pivo when you're here. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, we're
That's-
gonna have ability to rent that out, I believe, right, Alex, or borrow it or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything set in stone yet, and I mean,
I do have a checkout list like in the Maverick Share Drive. So if you want me
Okay,
to add
cool.
Pivo as like one of the options you can check out, yeah, we could do that.
yeah, if it needs to leave the office. I mean, if you're just using it here, I'm sure, whatever. But it's a cool tool that we have right now.
So
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Alex. That's good for everybody to know.
Yeah, it's an easy intro into content making, because it's making content is hard. I hate doing it. You know, it's
I
good.
got a Pivo right over here on the right hand side.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a good product.
Hey, something I recommend, again, this is just as you're going through and doing it. For example, I have a listing right now that the agent, buyer's agent, has been a bit contentious and a bit arrogant. And he tried to power play me the other day. And so I went through and I know the contracts, but I mean, again, you can know the contracts, but it's another thing, like you want to make sure that when you're coming with even doing this for years, you want to make sure that when I come out and say, hey, this is the law, this is the statute, this is what the contract says, you want to be able to stand firm that it's accurate. And so one of the things I started doing with every transaction is I'll save all my documents from .loop, and then I'll run them through ChatGPT. So I will, because when you're doing ChatGPT, you can upload the files. I'll upload, say, the listing or the purchase contract. I'll update or upload the addendums, any writers and everything. And then I will have my real estate dream team do a deep dive analysis to give me a breakdown of all key dates, any key contingencies, and anything that I need to know that's missing. And so in doing this, they basically try to strong arm me and tell me, oh, we need all this and we need to extend the dates, and basically putting my client's putting the deposit at risk. And I ran everything through, and I realized, for example, from the onset, they sent over a home sale contingency. So that, right now we're going to need to extend, but they have a home in New York that needs to sell. And as of Monday was the deadline for the home sale contingency. And basically they were trying to extend it, and they were trying to extend it another 20 days. And what I realized was when they sent over the original addendum or the home sale contingency, they put the wrong seller's name and we didn't get it executed, even though they notated that on the contract. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, in the additional terms on the second to last page where you can check the boxes. And this is important for you to know, because where you check appraisal or you check home sale contingency, you can check it, but if you don't execute the addendum or the actual documents, then it doesn't matter. Checking the box is just to disclose that you're going to have one, but you have to actually have the executed document. And because we didn't execute that document, I was able to say to him that the home sale contingency is no longer in play. Yes, we'll extend, but there's no more contingencies. We're beyond that. He came back, he said, hey, I looked into it. You're right. My apologies. And now his entire tone changed. So the thing is, just by simply running my contracts through it, looking at things, and again, a lot of times as you're trying to figure this out, there's things that you might not know. For example, that if the contingency ends on a Saturday or Sunday, okay, then it actually gets pushed to Monday. So it cannot end on a weekend. But I had a situation where it ended on a Saturday, but then we had a holiday on a Monday, so then it pushes it to a Tuesday. So again, as you're learning key dates and knowing when those dates are, running things through ChatGPT will be critical, because again, as you're newer to this and understanding how to do contracts, getting the assistance from running them through is going to be imperative. Does that make sense? Any questions on that?
One footnote on that. I just put in the Florida Realtor legal hotline phone
Yeah.
number. Everybody who doesn't have that already saved in their phone should save that.
Yes.
AI is iffy about law, so if it gets convoluted, these people are extremely helpful.
And actually, Alex, speaking of that, so what I did is I did ChatGPT. I
Yeah,
did that very thing. I called the legal hotline.
yeah,
I spoke to the attorney. I said, "Hey, here's what I knew. I confirmed it through AI, and I just need to confirm for you." And he said,
yeah.
yeah. He said, "You're absolutely correct." So that therefore I could stand on that argument and defend that. But I appreciate you saying that, because I do that every single time when
That's
it's
awesome.
something when the deal could fall apart. I want to make sure that, and again, that's free service. And again, it's made available, and I've used it probably a dozen times over the past few years.
If you're not an Aura member yet, they won't let you call. But if you're not an Aura member and you need something, and I don't know the answer, just shoot me an email and I'll call on your behalf too.
Very
So
cool. Yep.
definitely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely.
Again, guys, you don't have to be the smartest one in the room. When you don't know, defer to someone. Defer to Alex. Alex is our broker, and if Alex doesn't know, or he wants confirmation, he'll do that. But again, we want to make sure you're best supported. But these are ways that you can learn nuances of contracts, dates, extensions. Again, for example, an addendum. The other day, I just basically had to do an extension addendum. Rather than going through writing out all the terminations, I just put it in. I need an extension. I need all terms and conditions to apply. And I put in the basics, and it gave me and I said, use legalese and make it eloquent. And it gave me everything I needed. I copy and pasted in. And what normally would take me probably 20 minutes, I was able to do in 2 minutes. So that's ways that you can save time utilizing AI. Any other questions on that before we wrap up? I can't see everybody. Speak up if you have anything.
Yeah, I wanted to put in on top of the AI. Basically, what I've been doing to expedite business flow even faster is utilize resources that are either very inexpensive or they'll get paid at closing. So, for example, Gabe was like, "Hey, we found a photographer, videographer that's going to do the work, the media work. They're willing to get paid at close. Hey, we have a transaction coordinator. They're willing to do the paperwork. They're willing to get paid at close, right? Hey, we have Maverick that has all these resources to help. So a lot of times we as agents think we have to do everything, right? We have to do AI, we have to do Canva, we have to do the dot loop, we have to do this, we have to do that. We get stuck in the doing. We don't actually fully close a sale or a transaction, right? Because we're always stuck overwhelmed. And so I even brought on a virtual assistant a month ago, and she's at 20 hours a week, and she does, she takes over my chat, my Canva, my video production, all that kind of stuff. And then just the ideology of there's ways to do way more business, right? And all have it flow through you and leverage AI plus the resources of Maverick, plus all the vendors that are willing, like title, like transaction, like video and photography, to get paid at close because they all want to get paid. And so they're now all on your team, 4, 5, 6, 7 companies, people, right? Pushing together to get that final transaction done. So we all make money, if that makes sense. So then you're not as overwhelmed trying to do everything yourself. That's been super helpful.
Absolutely. And you nailed it. It's about building a team. And that way when you can say to your clients, I have a great team, and you can really mean it. So Thomas, thank you for sharing that. That's great insight. And again, you always have to look at, what do I need? When you start to hit a lid, what do you need to level up to go to the next level? And like Thomas was saying, for him, getting a VA, that frees up time and allows him to accomplish more. So always look at, if you feel like you're hitting a continual lid, what's the thing that you need in order to lift the lid off you? Cool. So, hey, finishing up, just for the sake of time, my encouragement to you guys this week: carve out a minimum of 1 hour in your schedule. It might be 30 minutes, 30 minutes. It might be 20 minutes 3 times, but carve out at least 1 hour and really dive into utilizing AI for your business. It might be you doing the agent ascension. It might be you running your contracts and documents through AI. It might be you just, playing around with it. But I encourage you, get used to using it. Just make it part of your rhythm of your business so it becomes normalized. If you do that, you're going to watch yourself go from, maybe where you're newer agent, you're at a 3, suddenly you go to a 5 or 6. And if you've been doing real estate for a while, you might be at a 6 and go to an 8 to a 9. So these are ways that you can really elevate your business. Secondly, I encourage you reach out to a minimum 1 agent. Again, don't reach out to give them a hard sell. Recruit. Check in and say, hey, I saw this post you did. I love what you did. And then find ways to engage them, get into their story, earn the right to share your story, which leads to you sharing about Mvrk's story. And again, it's the sum total. I call it the power of 1. If every single one of us utilize the power of 1, and just do it. And it's, again, the idea is we have something great to offer, but we haven't even scratched surface. As Alex knows, Omni's coming. We got some great tools and resources coming. He's been working tirelessly on this. And I've seen behind the scenes, and it's awesome. And so when all these tools come, agents will benefit. And so we want to be able to share with others. And in doing so, and people come under you, you have the ability to get compensated significantly. We have one of the best downlines out there. That's something we've studied out. So just, again, we want to give you everything you need to make it an easy invite. And if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me, reach out to Alex. Gabe's crushing with that, any of you. But it's just, again, we don't have to chase after that which we can attract in the first place. We have some great tools, but just get into people's story, share your story. It'll be amazing to see what happens. If we all utilize the power of 1, we're going to see ourselves grow significantly. And we look forward to doing this ride with all of you. All right. That being said, I hope you guys have a great week. Be blessed. And
quick photo for the gram.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'd like to prescribe a homework assignment too, maybe for everybody who's not written an offer before. Go read through the as-is purchase contract and learn everything that's in there, and then all of the parts you don't understand, copy and paste them into ChatGPT and ask them to explain.
Yep.
That'll prepare you a lot for those kind of confrontational moments in a negotiation. You'll know exactly what that contract means when you wrote it. So
yeah.
Iris, Daya, Rob, definitely go and read through that. Take an hour to read through it and kind of understand what it means, because it took me a long time to do that. It took me like 3 or 4 years before I actually fully understood what I was writing.
So. And they do revisions, so it takes time. The other thing is, if you're a newer agent and you don't know how to do an offer, again, going back to what Thomas said, have a team. I have a transaction coordinator, Charlotte. She's phenomenal. But, she's also got her broker's license and she speaks Spanish. So she's the type of person that you could reach out to Charlotte, say, hey, I need to do an offer. Here's the term. Here's the price we're looking at. Here's when we want to close. He can do the entire offer for you, do everything to make sure it's compliant. Again, she has brokered standards to make sure it protects you. Do the offer, so have it done in your dot loop, and then you go and review it and then submit it. And here's the great thing about that for your first 2 to 3 transactions. Now you have templates to work off of. If you're doing a transit, she does one for a condo contract. Now you have a template for that. And you know all the documents like the condo writer, or you are doing a listing agreement. She can do all that. And again, it's a nominal amount of money for what you get out of it. But have someone like Charlotte. If you guys have questions about that, reach out to Michelle. Michelle can make that contact for you guys. But she's phenomenal. And there's no reason you have to struggle through this early on when you have the tools and resources and we have the relationships. And that's a way that, again, when you can get the templates of the purchase contracts, the listing agreements, then you can always go back to them for reference. That's what I did early on, and that was a game changer. All right?
Love that.
All right. Well, guys, have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.
Sweet.
Everybody.
Later.